When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu says that I will destroy Nigeria, not with a bomb, not with a gun, but with the facts, they thought the young man was joking. Now, what we have today is Nigeria's global embarrassment. When wristwatches and perfume become terrorist evidence, they are charging Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for terrorism. And then what they presented and they call that day is wristwatch, iPad, pouch, what do they call it, hanger. I mean, and when I asked, when I saw that items, I was a kind of, does these people have shame at all? Do they have what they call shame? God have mercy. You are charging somebody for terrorism. Then you are presenting wristwatches, perfume, iPad, phone charger. Are they the ones? Even if they Nnamdi Kanu they manufacture bomb, are those things enough to manufacture a bomb? We are charging him for terrorism. Why the people who have bombs, ammunitions, armored tankers, who have bomb? Do you know how many billions of dollars that the zoo governments have lost in the hands of Boko Haram, Ishwap, Lakurawa, and Mahmuda? If they tell you the amount of money, my brother, you will sleep and will never wake up again. Because they will carry MRAP, that is a armored tanker, armored carrier. One that is complete equipment that somebody a combat we use to go to war and win war. Because armored carrier have everything. They have bombs. Everything you see inside armored carrier are all brand new. With brand new armored carrier, almost over 11 or 15 of them have been given out to bandits. When they empty everything inside, then they will light it. Those people, after doing all those things, they came back and said they have surrendered. Maybe they are just quarter to be cast. And they say, oh, these people have surrendered. Now we are going to send them into radicalization program. You spend another millions of naira again to radicalize them and then initiate them into the army. You did not charge them for terrorism. They are charging somebody with wristwatch with terrorism. You can say that these people don't have anything to say. As it stands now, they are even blaming themselves. Why do we hold this guy? If Nigeria government can open, if you can open their heart and see the kind of, if you see how they are regretting, my brother, my sister, you will not stop supporting this Biafra struggle. Nnamdi Kanu have become ututu berenutu. If he kubo ya kubo, utu nanso, we have connected on me pour the utu, yeah, that's the dry, yeah. Che, wahala no the finish. Anyway, here are other headlines. You get the point now. According to this one, George don't see the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's sister-in-law's phone. Say they want to charge her for contempt. Maybe she went inside the courtroom with phone. Wike finally don't shot himself for leg when he denied of not being an Igbo. So if you deny not being an Igbo, when then you want to run for any office, who then will support you? That is the question. How Wike shot himself in the foot by denouncing being an Igbo. This one is coming from Dele Mamudu. Biafra News. We will prove Nnamdi Kanu committed no offense. IPOB lawyers. My wonderful people. Ugo. Eberen and Mbabu. Happy New Month to you all. I welcome you all to this episode titled Items, or rather Terrorism Items Discovered from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Possession on the time of arrest. That is the title. So when you see it, don't begin to shout, hey, propaganda. It is not propaganda. Just to water down to follow them to drag the propaganda. Let's see how far they will go. Anyway, my people, I beg you, let us read the news according to the way it is here. Please like, share, comment, and make sure you keep subscribing for more interesting videos. In what can only be described as a historic moment of national shame, the Nigerian government today presented its much anticipated evidence against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, in a case that has captured international attention for many years. However, what unfolded in court was not a triumph of justice, it was the collapse of any remaining dignity in Nigeria's legal and political institutions. The international community are watching. The investors, they claim that because of what P2B talk, they will not come again. They are watching. That look at the country, they want us to come and invest. Are charging somebody with a charger, wristwatch, and perfume for terrorism. Why the real terrorism are now heading their military? What kind of the market is this? Do you know the kind of the market this will be? They don't know because all of them are illiterates. Let us continue. Oh God, the world expected weighty evidence, concrete links to violence, weapons of war, or plots to destabilize the state. Instead, what Nigeria offered was a bizarre and embarrassing display of personal items, wristwatches, a microphone, a DJ mixer, falsely labeled as transmitter, phone chargers, laptops, a brown shoe, cables, Arabian perfumes purchased for Kanu's mother and mother-in-law, and mobile phones. Not a single weapon, no bombs, no grenades, no attack plans, not even a penknife. Just 4 boxes of everyday belongings, the kind any public speaker or traveler might carry. These were the items used to justify the unlawful abduction, prolonged detention, and the inhuman treatment of a British citizen, and was still the designation of IPOB, a peaceful self-determination movement, as a terrorist organization. This development has not only shocked millions of Nigerians, but also deeply embarrassed the country before the eyes of the global community. International observers present during the proceedings were left visibly stunned. Question now echo across the diplomatic and human rights circle. Is this what Nigeria has been hiding behind closed doors all these years? Is this truly the evidence that justified extrajudicial rendition and years of solitary confinement? Do you know that AVD, all the whole military, Igbo military veterans in U.S. Army, all of them were present that on 29th, and they will also be present on the 2nd to witness all these things, and there are recordings, and it's being transmitted down to the international community for them to see how busy that contraption called a country have become. This episode confirms what IPOB and its supporters have consistently maintained. This is not persecution. It is persecution. The Nigerian government, faced with the rising voice of Biafran agitation, choose suppression over dialogue, brutality over understanding, and now absurdity over what they call law. To present perfume and microphones as evidence of terrorism is not only an insult to the intelligence of Nigerians, but a slap in the face of justice. It sends a chilling message to other activists. Owning common electronics or traveling with gifts for your family can now be construed as acts of war, depending, of course, on your ethnicity or political stance. Anyway, let's continue. This event also undermines Nigeria's credibility in the international arena at a time when nations are confronting real terrorist threats. Nigeria is busy parading wristwatches and shoes are tools of of national insecurity. The international community must now reckon with the reality that a man is being held not because he threatened the peace, but because he challenged the status quo peacefully and courageously. IPOB's prescription as a terrorist group based on these laughable items now appears for what it truly is: a calculated move to silence, dissect, and criminalize the desire for freedom. But history will remember this day not as the triumph of a nation against terror, but as the exposure of the system terrified of truth. Let the world take note: what Nigeria showcased in the court is not evidence. It is an embarrassment. It is the collapse of moral authority and the elevation of injustice to policy, and it must not stand. Family Writers Press International. Judge seizes Nnamdi Kanu's sister-in-law's phone, threatens contempt of court. A mind drama played out at the Federal High Court in Abuja on Tuesday when the wife of the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's younger brother, Mrs. Favour Michael Kanu, had her mobile phone confiscated by the presiding judge for allegedly attempting to record a live video during court proceedings, Ibere TV has learned. Speaking with an ABN TV correspondent shortly after the incident, Mrs. Kanu explained that the court season has already ended and the matter had been adjourned to April 2nd before she began a live video on her phone. They have seized my phone. The judge seized my phone and threatened to charge me with contempt for recording, she said in frustration, adding in a Facebook post, "Well, my phone is gone." Despite her explanation that she did not record during active court proceedings, the judge reportedly maintained that recording within the courtroom premises without permission remains a violation of court rules and decorum. A warning of possible contempt charges was also issued. This season was part of the ongoing legal battle involving IPOB leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whose case has drawn both national and international attention. How Wike shot himself on the foot denouncing Igbo. Dele Momodu. Dele Momodu, the publisher of Ovation magazines and a chieftain of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has said that the current minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, shot himself in the foot when he denounced being an Igbo man shortly before the 2023 presidential selection. Speaking on some of the happenings within the PDP ahead of the 2023 presidential campaign build-up, Momodu said the former Rivers State governor contributed to some of the crises that rocked the party at the time. The publisher accused Wike of frustrating Peter Obi, the 2023 presidential candidate of the Labour Party, out of PDP. Momodu said the minister was responsible for the election committee that threw the party's presidential ticket open and somewhat disorganized the process. It was the same Wike people complaining about north to south that brought the committee that threw our party primary open. That was why he was able to buy a form. I bought a form, Momodu stated. According to Momodu, Atiku Abubakar, a former vice president of the country, was ready to cede his 2023 presidential ambition for a candidate from the southeast region, but made a U-turn when Wike's committee threw the tickets open. Because at that time, Atiku had told them that if they could cede power to the southeast, then it should make sense to him. But if it will still be rotation between just a few zones, he will not support it. He wanted them to cede power to the southeast, but because Wike had already disqualified himself by saying he is not an Igbo man, he said he is from South and not interested in Igbo anything. So he succeeded in frustrating Peter Obi out of the party, so the coast was clear for Nyesom Wike. There was nobody who had the capacity. You must give it to him, the PDP chieftain added. And the last, not the least, we will prove Nnamdi Kanu committed no offense. IPOB lawyers. Legal team of Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, on Tuesday said it will prove at the end of the resumed trial that the Biafra agitator committed no offense known to the law. Kanu's special counsel, lawyer Jimako, disclosed this while addressing journalists after the court session. He disclosed that the Nigerian government succeeded in commencing the trial it has always wanted. Kanu is facing charges bordering on terrorism before Justice James Omotosho led Federal High Court. During the resumed trial, the prosecution presented its first witness, who testified from behind a screen. At the time of proceedings, the judge adjourned the trial till May 2nd for continuation. However, Ejimako disclosed that the prosecution witness will be cross-examined during the next adjourned date. According to lawyer Ejimako, today's hearing has been concluded. The prosecution presented its first witness, who was not identified by name but by initials only, and he testified from behind a screen. As was approved by the judge on 2nd May, we shall cross-examine him and test his veracity. Finally, the government is getting to its so-called trial it has desired of late. It didn't desire this trial for the past 10 years, but for the past 7 months, the governments have been intent on having a trial. Trial commenced on 29th. The prosecution witness was examined by direct examination, the prosecution and the prosecutor, and he made an application according to Aloysius Ejimako. It made application for the witness to be marked or to be screened away from the eye view of the general public. The only person that could behold him from his own part of the assault was Kanu. He was given his direct examination and the matter was adjourned to May 2nd for continuation of trial. So what is going to happen on May 2nd is very specific and simple. We are going to subject that witness to cross-examination. We are going to ask him to explain certain things. His own answers to questions posed to him today will not be taken as true until we have finished cross-examining him on May 2nd. We are very hopeful that in the end, our victory is assured, and we shall be able to show through this trial that Kanu didn't commit any offense known to the Zojuria law. Anyway, my people, now we go take back break and I can hear my voice again when I come back. Just like, share, comment, and make sure you keep subscribing for more interesting videos. I, Okulora, will always be here to serve you. Oh yeah, my people, make gonna enjoy this one. TIMÈ, my wonderful people. I love you all. Bye for now.